a little bit of a shakeup in the industry. Tenable, fantastic. The data is really, really strong this particular quarter. Qualys, kind of steady Eddie, doesn't really seem to change too much. Rapid7 seeing a bit of an increase right now in overall spend. The thing I'm curious about is when I jump up to citations and I go to a little bit smaller of a name, as I showed you earlier. Oh, great, the hamster needs to spin. Sorry about that. But we're seeing names that are really bit more focused on container and cloud native that are really, in my opinion, starting to disrupt those vendors that we just mentioned. And here's one of them right there. Yep. The number one player is Wiz. I could talk about Aqua. I could talk about Apparetto. I could talk about Sysdig. I could go on and on and on with some of these names. And I just don't know where this clash happens, right? When do the traditional vulnerability management, the patching, management, security hygiene names of Tenable, Rapid7, Qualys, how do they exist as we move more towards cloud and container native?
Yeah,
it's not a direct question in there, Paul. I'm sorry, but I'm really curious about this topic. I'd love to know your thoughts on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's dependent upon the organization and you know, their move to cloud workloads. So we recently purchased Wiz. We have one of the legacy solutions on premise, but Wiz is providing us with visibility in our cloud environment that we've not seen before. Right. It's highlighting potential vulnerabilities on public-facing sites. And we're able to now address those and provide a better security for our organization. It is getting a little bit of a backlash because we're asking for more work to be done by developers because they're not used to this visibility within the environment. So there's good and bad there.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, but from a security perspective, this was one of our key initiatives for this year. And with the purchase of this, we're able to move our program forward and better protect our cloud implementation. That being said, we've only potentially moved 10% of our workloads to the cloud. So as we start progressing more and more workloads, we're going to be utilizing less and less of a legacy solution. But they're still unique for the model that they have. So Wiz is strictly focused on the cloud at present. If they start focusing on endpoints or focusing on on-premise containerization, as we move potentially towards that in the virtual environments on-premise or in a data center, that takes away from the legacy solutions like Tenable, Qualys, and Rapid7. But those solutions are established in the market. I don't see us reducing our spend. I see us increasing our spend in the legacy solution we have because we're continuing to expand our environment. We're adding new people, we're adding new workstations, we're continuing to add servers, but we're also continuing to move to the cloud. So there's spend happening in both areas there.
Yeah, this is very helpful for me. So I do believe that the theory is correct. Because as you're saying, as workload continues to shift, it will go less there, but we're very early innings. So names like Tenable, Qualys, Rapid7, they're not doomed yet. There's nothing there to be worried about yet. And I also happen to know the management teams of two of them, particularly Rapid7, very aggressive on their R&D, really trying to push new initiatives, but they just weren't built cloud native. So yeah, it lends itself to thinking, could there be some acquisitions? Could there be some consolidation between the traditional vulnerability management names and the ones I'm talking about, a Wiz, an Aqua, an Apparetto, a Sysdig, et cetera, et cetera?
That's usually what happens is the big players in that market, they acquire someone to cover the capabilities that they're lacking. So I can see that potentially happening in the next 12 to 16 months.
And real quickly, as we look at the public, more traditional names, Tenable, Qualys, Rapid7 are the three. But I'm curious, do you see any differentiation between them? Is there one leading the other, or is one making a name for itself as far as, they all do the hygiene perfectly well. They're all great. But as we think about moving forward, is there any one that stands out or any differentiation between the three that you could offer?
From a vulnerability management standpoint, I think Tenable has a really good solution, but from a holistic security platform standpoint, I think Nexpos has the edge with their insight capabilities. So their threat intelligence platform is integrated, their SIM platform is integrated. So if you're looking for, again, a holistic security platform, I think Nexpos has an edge over Tenable and Qualys in that space.